Hi everyone, it's Jen again, back here with another weekly update. And this week has been, I don't want to say it was a particularly tiring week. I feel like I get tired pretty easily, that I'm just like a low energy person, and things have gotten a little bit better for me since I had my vitamin D levels tested. And I've started taking vitamin D supplements. I've been taking them for about a year now, and that has definitely helped my mood and my energy, but I'm still a pretty low energy person, and I will probably always be a low energy person. That's just kind of who I am. So work-life balance will always be a challenge for me, and in this week I feel like I've been making some ongoing progress with that. So one thing about me is that I am definitely like a pretty stubborn person, and I've always struggled with having kind of like a normal life. I have pretty good executive function when it comes to doing things that I either have to do because there will be like grave consequences to not doing them, or things that I'm like super interested in. So an example of something that would have grave consequences is like if it's work related, if it's a project or a report or presentation that I have to do for work, I can get that done in a timely way, and I'm very reliable about that. If it was school related, when I was still in school, I would always turn in my assignments on time. And if it's something that I'm super interested in, like when I was drawing comics or making animation or creating games, then I'm very good at making time for those things. When it comes to other things like cleaning my house and getting the lawn cut, or doing the laundry, or I will do the dishes pretty well, because food piling up does have pretty grave consequences in my opinion, as far as like smell and bugs and stuff like that we don't want. But like as far as like vacuuming and dusting and cleaning the windows, stuff like that, I've always been really terrible at maintaining. Like I could get motivated when people are coming over and I don't want them to think I'm gross. I could get motivated to clean for those times, but when I'm not having people over, then it's one of those things that's just like out of mind, and I'm used to like stepping around, all the stuff that might be on the floor or whatever. So this is my third week that I have been trying to vacuum every week and do a little dusting and wiping things down for like at least an hour. So I'm pat myself on the back for being able to do that. I did spend time this week helping my son. He likes to make roblox games, and he wanted me to install Blender and show him kind of just like some basic tools to get him started, because he wants to make his own custom 3D models. I am not interested in 3D models. I'm not interested in making 3D games, but I do want to make sure that my son has all the tools that he needs to pursue his interests. So I was doing a little bit of work with that. I don't know if it's because it's my son's YouTube his YouTube feed, but like all the videos that I tried looking at to find like good documentation for creating Roblox games was pretty horrible. So I don't know, maybe someday I'll do a series on that, because that was painful. That was just flat out painful. as somebody who tries to, you know, put together educational segments for work that where I know the classes are not mandatory, I'm trying to make things as easy and concise and clear as possible for people. That was just super painful. So, yeah, spent some time doing that. And spent some time on my game too. So, where are we on development right now? Katner and Saladri will both be implemented on my next update. That makes a total of 4 unique routes, being Joe and Wreath, Joe and Saladri, Katner and Wreath, and Katner and Saladri. There are 2, either like the friendship or the romance routes within those routes, so I guess like technically that would make it like 8 total, but those are more variations than like full-on different routes, so I'm not going to count those. And they haven't, those pathways haven't really split in the main story tree yet, since they start out and have like very similar beats. So Katner and Saladri's sprites are done and implemented. Most of the dialogue has been implemented. The only thing that remains is I do have to finish scene. Look at, oh, see, this is also another thing about me that's just ridiculous, is that I have to have all these different things going on at once. So like I have 2 games open. I have like YouTube isn't open right now, but a lot of times I'll have YouTube playing also, and then I'll have like my project. Like, why do I need to have so many things going on at once? I don't know why. I don't know why. That's just how I am. So, scene 13, we can see that I have Joe and Wreath. That's what kind of what this J and R is. Oh, sorry, I've already got my. So J and R here, and then you can see here is the Joe and Saladri version, and then we have the Wreath and Katner version, and then I still have to do the Saladri and Katner version, and then I still have scene 14, which is kind of like that final scene to do. I only have Joe and Wreath's version, so it'll probably be 900 more lines of script for the other 3 scenarios. These are actually done. I've done the variations for these kind of like bad endings, I guess you could call them. And yeah, other things that I've been working on, this untitled document. I've been working on this. So something I've been kind of debating about since the end of OtomeJam is that there are things that I want to go back and I want to change in Soul Union, and I'm thinking that I just kind of want to remake it completely. It'll still follow a lot of the same dialogue of the first game, but I think I want to implement some point and click in it. I want to kind of make the map system more uniform throughout the entire game. And there's some other things that I would like to add that I'm still debating on whether or not I want to add them. But there's a lot of things that I want to do with the interface to make the interface better. And I do want to redo all the artwork in it, both sprites and backgrounds. So, yeah, that might be a thing that I might be working on after I finish this big Katner and Saladri update, is going back and redoing the chapters of Soul Union. And I'll leave the original finished kind of like routes of of Mikhail and Keska still up for download, but I'm probably going to make a new version of Soul Union with a lot of added features and new artwork that I will launch as kind of like a reboot. I know, it hasn't even like, it's been like what, since a year. It's been like a year, and I'm already like, oh, I need to implement the things I learned to kind of try to make that game up to speed. And there's a part of me that's like scared that like, oh, if I remake this game like every year, am I just never gonna move on? Is it just gonna keep getting remade till I die? But I have a friend who's been working on a story since like I've known her since I met her in college, and she's like the same age as me, and she was working on it before we met in college, and reworking that story and reworking that story and reworking that story, and it's finally kind of just reaching its final form now. So sometimes if you feel really strongly about a story, it might not be time to move on. You might just need to polish that thing and polish it and polish it and polish it. And I do feel a lot more strongly about my whole kind of soul series universe than I originally thought that I would get into it. When I first made Soul Union, it was not supposed to be like a serious project. It was supposed to be just a way of kind of getting my feet wet, and I ended up pouring a lot of my I don't know what to call it, my heart into it, and now I kind of want to make it something more. I do want to like go back and polish it. I do kind of regret some of the shortcuts that I took on it, and I want to at least put as much effort into a more cohesive vision for it as I did like Soul Labyrinth. I think I have enough experience now to make some meaningful changes that it would be kind of like worth it to revisit. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I do kind of want to make like a test demo of like a new version of it and see kind of what feedback I get from that, and whether or not, you know, that is something that people are interested in seeing. And if I'm like alone on it, like nobody else wants anything to do with it, you know, that'll make me kind of reevaluate whether or not it's worth it to remake the whole game too. But that's where I'm at right now. It is hot and humid summer here. Hope you guys are all able to stay cool and comfortable, and hope you're having fun, enjoying your summer. Enjoy the process. Bye now.